Do you remember this? This is one of the balloons, the rubber jellyfish balloons from my documentary, Rubber Jellyfish. For those of you who have watched it, you know that the whole basis of the film was around the fact that the balloon industry was hiding behind what I consider to be a piece of fake science. One of the things that it said was it made the claim that balloons were 100% biodegradable, but the study actually never looked at what happens to balloons in salt water. And what we discovered by looking at other actual studies that had been done and government reports was that in salt water, the salt water seems to actually preserve the balloon so it doesn't break down at all. And so this balloon, I've got a note on here. It says latex balloon found on Bribey Island in, it's hard to see the date, but it was February of 2015. Placed in this jar on the 24th of February, 2016. So 10 years. Wow, that's wild. Like 10 years and a week. This balloon's been in this jar, and the jar is full of salt water from the Sunshine Coast, where these were given to me by a lady who volunteers for Turtle Care Sunshine Coast. So 10 years, this supposedly biodegradable balloon that's meant to be 100% biodegradable has been in this jar of salt water, and it still looks almost identical from the day that we put it in. If I have a look, there is sort of like some schmutz in there. Some of the edges of the balloon are just slightly starting to come off, but it's absolutely still intact. And you can see how it's got that jellyfish shape. That's the shape that balloons make when they burst very high in the atmosphere after they've been filled with helium and then released. You can see how much that looks like a jellyfish, and so it's not surprising at all that all of the beautiful wildlife species that we have that prey naturally on jellyfish would get confused by something like this, and then they've actually ingested this foreign object, which in the case of sea turtles can often cause them to pass away because sea turtles are not able to throw up. So if they're not able to pass it from one side of their body right the way through the other, if it gets stuck in the middle, it's not good, and that can cause what's called float syndrome in sea turtles. Watch Rubber Jellyfish if you want to learn more about it. But I just want to show you, isn't that wild? 10 years later. So I'll do another video in another 10 years. We'll see what it looks like then. Probably exactly the same.